Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. And it's finally happening! We have Raids 3, Group Ironman, Leagues 3, and of course the return of Deadman mode, all of which were announced at a little online event Jagex had by the name of Summer Summit, as we are not able to have any RuneFest anytime soon. So I'm here to give you guys a little recap of all of those things that were announced, both the content, the rewards, all of the new things coming to the game, and this is the very first time I'm going to do something like this regarding an announcement, so if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like as well as subscribe if you would like me to cover all of this content in the future. So let's begin. I am going to talk about all of these things in order as they were announced. We have 4 very big things in this little announcement, and of course they go from least to most exciting in terms of what people are expecting in terms of content. First, we have the return of Deadman mode, and if you guys are brand new players, or if you at least have been playing for around a year, you probably do not know what this is, but basically this is a huge PvP tournament in which a ton of people group together and get as many powerful items, as much experience as possible to get into a 1v1 stage where people can compete in order to get number 1 and of course get a very juicy prize at the very end. Picture this as leagues, but specifically around the PvP. The last event we had was in May 2020, and after so many people were asking for this event to be brought back to life, we now have a, maybe not a set date, but we at least know what it is going to be about. However, it is going to have a few changes. If you guys know the mechanics, then you kind of know what's up with this one, but this time around we have a 3 life system. You are allowed 3 deaths with no penalties, but after that all of your combat experience is going to be wiped, as well as most of your skilling experience. The only thing that you are not going to lose is your questing progress, and of course this is meant to be incredibly punishing. You also have little combat brackets or divisions, as many of the players with different levels, or specifically combat levels, are going to have their own worlds, just so a level, let's say 50 or 60, is not going to be able to be stomped by a full max player with max combat stats. Most importantly, we have something called sigils, which are sort of like the relics in leagues. These are going to give you powerful effects in both combat, skilling, and other types of activities. Of course, we do not have the full details yet. I'll make sure to check them out later on if you guys enjoy this video, I will also cover that in the future. What's changing actually is that the final hour for DMM is not going to have a clans banding and fighting together for them to be able to get into the 1v1 little area or part at the very end, but now the top 2041 players are going to automatically get into this 1v1 area, and it is going to be a fight for the top, where Jagex is going to have a $32,000 prize pool, where number 1 is going to walk away with $20,000, and obviously the rest is going to be divided in the, the other little, I guess, places. So this is personally not one of my favorite ones. I enjoy watching content on this event. However, I do not have any plans on doing this because I am not incredibly experienced with the PvP. But up next we have something that has been, I guess, hyped up since RuneFest of 2019, so over 2 years of work have been going on at this little update, and it is of course going to be Group Ironman. What Jagex moderators have said is that they wanted a more clean clan system in order for them to release this, because the Group Ironman update is going to completely depend on clans and how people band together. Now, this is where groups of 2 or up to 5 people are going to be playing as Ironman together, and they are going to be having a shared bank for them to, if you want to be the gatherer, if you want to be the production master, if you want to be the combat guy, you can have different, I guess, roles or skills, or if you want everyone banding together to do the same things, of course, you're going to grow together and, I guess, progress with your nice little friends. Now, there's something different that's going to be added, and after you make an account at Tutorial Island, there's going to be a new area in the game called the Node. This is basically where people are going to be able to recruit other Group Ironman people, and it is where your friendships are going to begin. However, obviously not every single friendship is meant to last forever, and if someone leaves your clan, you also have the chance to adopt someone who was also in a Group Ironman, clan or group, sorry for the redundancy, but what they said is that people who stick together for as long as they want or forever, they are going to get something called prestige. Now, obviously, they want to, I guess, recognize or acknowledge people who have been in the same group together for, for either since the beginning of the group Ironman mode or from the beginning of the creation of the group. Jagex Ash and Jagex Elena said that they are going to think of little ways of, I guess, recognizing these people with either cosmetics or something that they are going to think about. But of course, we are going to be able to look at this at, I guess, late fall. That is when Mod Husky, I believe, announced it, and I guess we will just have to wait and see. By far, the most exciting thing, in my very personal opinion, is going to be the release of Leagues 3 that's coming out later this year. Now, there's going to be a ton of changes, at least from the things the Jagex mods announced, and the basic and the most, I guess, important mechanic that is going to be changing is the fact that relics are now going to be scattered across RuneScape, and instead of having one relic, you will have different individual pieces of relics that when you use them together, they are going to be able to give you a set effect that is going to be way more powerful than if you use them on your own. Not a lot of things were said about this one other than you will need to travel across the land to look for these specific relics, and this time around, one of the most important changes is that with your points, you are not going to be unlocking areas, but rather you are going to unlock content. They had a little, I guess, a screen or a slide in which they show you that most of the skills are going to be locked at the very beginning of your account, and with your points you are going to be able to unlock both skills as well as other pieces of content like bosses. Now, of course, we do not know anything about it other than this initial proposal, but I guess I would not have really thought that with points you can actually unlock like specific pieces of content, and it looks like this one is going to be one of the most strategic things that we can have in leagues to this very date or point, whatever. This one sounds like one of the most exciting ones, and I cannot wait to play this one myself and hopefully aim for at least a nice rune trophy. However, the most important piece of content that everyone has been asking, both in terms of raids and in terms of a new area in RuneScape, is of course going to be Raids 3. There was so many things, there were so many little details announced in this announcement, sorry for the redundancy again, that it would be difficult to go into detail into every single one of these, but I am going to give you a very quick summary, and obviously if you like what you hear, you can go ahead and look at the full VOD that's available on Twitch, and by the time you are watching this, it should be up on YouTube. Now, Raids 3 is going to be, maybe not locked, but it's going to be designated to the desert area. Now, Mod Ed said that there is going to be a quest as a prerequisite to enter Raids 3, and this quest is going to be called Beneath Cursed Sands. Once you do it, and a couple of weeks or even months after that, we are going to have the new Raids 3, which is going to be called the Tomb of a Mascot. Hopefully I am pronouncing that correctly. Now, so far in Chambers of Xeric and in the Theater of Blood, the difficulty is actually dictated by how many people join the raid, as it is going to scale depending on how many people join your nice little adventure. This time around, they are going to be to completely rework it in the way that difficulty is going to be dictated by something called invocations. Now, from what we know, these are going to be things that you will be able to either activate or deactivate when you join a raid, and it is going to make things either easier if you want to try it solo, or if you want to make it more noob friendly for your group of friends, or if you have all of them deactivated, it is going to make it as difficult as possible. And of course, I guess the rewards are going to be increasing with the level of difficulty that you choose with either yourself or your friends. Now, with this nice new challenge come nice new rewards, and we are of course talking about if you defeat 4 of the bosses that are going to come into the raid, and if you go to the final floor where you will be able to defeat the final twin bosses, you are going to be able to get your hands in some of the, I guess, most exciting pieces of content that's going to be coming out in a long time, and we have the following. First, we have a magic weapon, which I believe is a wand. I'm not entirely sure. They said the name, but it's kind of difficult to, to know. Of course, names in RuneScape, we all know how they are. But we are going to have a new magic weapon that is going to have a 3 quick attack cycle, much like a blowpipe, but then 1 final attack that is going to be both slower as well as more powerful, and it is going to, I guess, increase the difficulty of this little item, that will obviously give us a new meta for, I guess, either PKing or PvP or PVMing with magic. With the weapon comes a new best-in-slot shield item, or offhand as they call it, and it is going to be able to be, I guess, created with an arcane sigil and a little drop that you are going to be able to get from the raid. So those are going to be both your weapons and your off-shield, but most importantly, we are going to get a new ranged armor and the amulet that is going to include a brand new effect to coming to old school RuneScape in the form of low life. Basically, if your life is below 40%, you are going to do a lot more damage and your life is going to stay there, so that is going to increase, so that is going to make it high risk, high reward in, I guess, high pressure situations. So all of these things are going to come into the game thanks to Raids 3. The only thing I pray for is that please, 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 I really hope players vote yes on this one. We've been needing brand new content for such a long time, and I think it is the perfect moment for Jagex to introduce these nice both content, rewards, items, game modes, so much more coming to the game that finally for a long time I'm excited for old school RuneScape, and of course for Leagues 3, which I am going to be trying myself at that nice rune or even dragon trophy. So that is pretty much it. I will leave a link in the description to the full VOD. I believe they talk about this for 1 hour. They give you the presentation of the content as well as have a nice little Q&A that they had on Twitter for people to ask random questions about the content that they are going to be able to experience coming up in old school RuneScape. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys are excited as I am, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. I'll be putting out on Wednesday. I have a couple more videos planned, and then I have a nice little announcement. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave me a comment letting me know which one you are more excited for: Deadman mode, Group Ironman, Leagues 3, or Raids 3. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to my channel members. You guys supporting this channel monetarily means a whole ton. Thank you so much, and also make sure to check out all of the perks that you will be able to receive if you decided to support this channel monetarily. Once again, like I said, I'm pretty bad with outros because I ramble for too much. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, a great week. Peace.